We're speaking with Executive Vice President of Baltimore Ravens and General Manager Eric DeCosta. Eric, during his conference call with PSL holders, Steve Bisciotti talked a little bit about the Ravens' offensive line, and he said something I thought was pretty interesting, that you guys would not bring in just an average player, that it'd have to be somebody, or he insinuated that it would have to be somebody that really stood out and was an average, a guy that could make a difference along that offensive front. Talk about those thoughts.
Well, I think that really stems from the idea that we've allocated some resources in the last few years to some good young players that we're excited about, and we want to see what they can do. So in looking at a guy like a Bradley Bozeman or a Jermaine Illuminor or a Sanat or a Ben Powers, players like that, Orlando Brown, even though we haven't really used a lot of high draft capital on offensive linemen, we feel like we've got a nice young nucleus of quality backup guys that could ascend. And we've seen over the years some guys, Ricky Wagner, Ryan Jensen. Those guys didn't start as rookies. Those guys didn't even start as second-year players in some cases, but they became players. So with offensive linemen, a lot of times what we see is it takes these guys a year or two, and they become pretty damn good players. So unless we had the chance to bring in an immediate impact offensive lineman, we would rather use that capital on other players and give the chance to these young guys to see who of this pack of guys really does emerge and becomes a quality player for us.
I know you guys are really keen on the Senior Bowl, and a lot of Ravens that have been drafted have come from the Senior Bowl. Talk about what you saw in Ben Powers during that game.
A physical guy, tough mentality, grinder, been a very durable player, played on a very good offensive line, excellent technician, good finisher. We love the program. Know a lot about Ben because of his relationship with Orlando. And just a good, young, kind of a gritty, kind of a physical guy. We're excited about what he brings in the short term, but also the long term. Kind of fits our mentality as a person, as a player, and as a skill set guy. And so we're just excited to see what he does as he gets thrown into the mix.
Another Oklahoma Sooner that you guys drafted with your first overall pick, Marquise Hollywood Brown. He's been compared favorably to Deshaun Jackson at the pro level. Is that a fair comparison?
Well, I'm always hesitant to compare anybody to a really, really, really good NFL player. And I'm not a huge comparison guy. But what we saw with Marquise was a game breaker, a player that could do things in space and also down the field as a vertical wideout. And most receivers typically get pigeonholed as being a vertical guy or being a run after catch, underneath, inside player. And I think despite, Marquise's smaller stature, he's a guy that has shown the ability to make plays down the field. He's also shown the ability to catch the ball underneath, to take a reverse, to take a screen, whatever it is. He's shown ability and flair to make big plays. He did it 2 years in a row. We're very excited. He was a dynamic player to watch on tape. One of the more fun guys that we've seen over the last couple of years with the ball in his hand. And just a really consistent player. And for a smaller receiver, we also love about him is his ability to consistently catch the football, which is a really important part of that position, obviously. So we felt like we were getting a very complete player and a guy that would make us better and would allow us to keep a balanced field and not allow the field to be shifted towards the quarterback.
This summer, enjoy the outdoors, but go see your Toyota dealer first. Get an off-road ready Tacoma now with $1,000 cash back. Or pick a half-ton Tundra and get 0% APR for 60 months. Or go in style with a rugged 4Runner, ranked top 10 in resale value by KBB.com. Get the most out of your summer with a new Toyota truck. And let's go places.